everyone, this is Jackie Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I want to share you 3 ideas for using your strips of scrap printed paper. And for my samples, I'm going to use the Bloom Impressions paper, and these are 12 by 12s, double-sided. And these ones are quite good for this sort of idea because the prints are so small. Now, this paper is not for purchase, but is free with a qualifying product order during the month of February 2025. And the links for shopping are in the video description. So let's get started with our first idea. The first idea for using your strips is to cut them all the same length and possibly the same width. And then we're just going to create a background like this. And this project was inspired by Crafty Roots. And the thing that I liked about his or her project is that I probably wouldn't have put all these prints together. But when I saw it all finished up, it actually looked quite good. So basically you would just put all of these strips across, and that just creates a really nice background even with these tiny pieces. So here is my finished project, my version. And you can see I've matted it on white and then on Blackberry Bliss and then onto my card base, and then just added a simple label and a few embellishments. And then this project is another sample, and it's the same idea, but just rotated the other way. And then this time, instead of just a simple label, I've added some other elements here to the project. But you can see that rather than needing a big piece of paper, which, you can only get a few out of a 12 by 12, you can get probably hundreds of backgrounds out of a pack of paper if you use little strips like this. And then each one is unique as well. Now, the next idea I want to share with you is sort of similar, but just taking it up a notch. So I've already prepared this one because you don't need to see me gluing strips again. But I've created my base here and then glued the strips. And this time, instead of keeping a little gap in between them, I kept them all quite close together. And then what I've done is I have used the Beautiful Butterflies folder and embossed the whole thing. So let's see if you can, there we can kind of see that there. So you can emboss that or even deboss that. And then if you want to even take that further, you can take some sandpaper. I'll just do a part of it for this. And even just remove some of that printing so that embossing comes out just that little bit more. So here's my finished sample with that technique. And this project was inspired by Ellen Woodbridge, one of my friends in Australia. And I've just matted that on white and then on Petunia Pop, and then used the beautiful Spring Corners stamp set to add my words, and use the Beautiful Butterflies. It's literally called Beautiful Butterflies. The stamps, or in this case, I just used the dies for that center piece. But I've got a unique and colorful background just made out of scraps. Next technique is using the scraps again to create kind of your own sort of printed paper. So I've put tape down, and this one you would want to have different prints of different widths so that they're not all uniform. And for this idea, I like to put them on quite not even. So we want them kind of on a diagonal a bit. And then just add them all down. You want some straight and some on an angle like this. And then once that is all done, filled up the whole thing, then you can take one of your dies. You could use that butterfly die again, or in this case, I'm using one of the large hearts from the Hearts of Elegance die set. And this is my finished project. So you get quite a unique die cut by having all of these stripes in there and then having them not even particularly even, or you can have them even, whatever you prefer. And then I've just matted that or kind of shadowed it with a black heart just to define it, and then added the other elements. Now, these words here are also something I want to point out. These are the Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack, and you get 6 sheets of black and white sayings that just pop out and are all ready to go. And this is just brilliant to have. So that's something I would suggest you look at if you haven't seen that. It's called, again, the Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. Okay, so those are my 3 ideas for using the scraps, but I wanted to share with you a few other projects. So this is one, a little bit of a fun fold. I have it opening like a standard card, but then have this little pocket and tag idea on the front. And then this is a double pocket fold, and I do have a video showing how to make this one if you haven't seen it. And this particular fold is nice with these papers because this fold actually shows both sides of the paper. So you'll want to choose prints where the front and back coordinate nicely together. And this is one of my favorites. I've used the heart-shaped die. It's literally called heart-shaped. And cut that out of one of those very small flower prints. And then you get that nice color variation. You can't even really tell that it's flowers, but you just get that nice color variation in your delicate die cut. And then these projects I actually also showed on another video, and this is a great one for using both sides or a couple of prints of your paper and just having a little bit of a fun fold while using, again, that heart-shaped die and stamp set. So that turned out quite pretty. These papers pair really well with that heart-shaped bundle. So there are all my ideas using the Bloom Impressions papers. I hope that inspires you to give one of these a try and also to use your scraps in a different way. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment, share this video with a friend, and of course subscribe. This is Jackie Williams, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.